My parents had the great Shlichus of going on Shlichus in the year Toichen Yutes. Italy at those days was very, very far away. We didn't use telephone. It was too expensive. We had no videos. The first time I saw a film of the Rebbe, I was 7. And the first time I heard the Rebbe's voice, I was a little boy. There was a special record that the Rebbe sent to our family from a Fabrengen.
Rabbi Chodakov called my father in and he asked him if he's ready to go to Shlichus, to Southern Africa, North Africa. The question was yes or no. And the answer was for sure. He doesn't even understand what's the question. If this is what the Rebbe wants. Months and months we was waiting. We didn't have connection with New York. So waiting to, when a cassette, the old cassettes came in, we got it by post. It was a big simcha that we can hear the Rebbe's voice and hear a Fabrengen of the Rebbe.
I remember the first time I had kosher bread. I always had challah from my mother, but bread? Who has bread?
Happened for months that we didn't eat meat. We're always waiting when somebody will come and bring us meat from America. Was a whole simcha that...
Is a meiste Jahren noch anan. Aber mir sagt, dass in Signen und in der zweiten Signen, in der dritten Signen, ist dort Teruzin, wie steht in Megillah, Kelim Shem. Allerlei mischune dicke Israel. Abi nicht wegfahren von dem Ort, weil kann haben jeden Tag frische Milch. Und neben Dakis, weil kann sein versichert, als kann nicht für den Cholov Israel und Pass Israel sich nicht davon absagen von Milch.
We moved to Altamont when I was about 2.5. And then our first major Chabad event when we had a lot of people was my Upshanish. When we came to Altamont, we started out having every Shabbos a minyan in our dining room, living room. It's one nice, pretty big room. So every Shabbos we'd push the couch out into the playroom and set up a mechitza. And then we expanded. Currently we, Baruch Hashem, have 3 storefronts, one for show and one for baby class and one for preschool.
So my family moved to Africa around 11 years ago when I was 2 years old. If you don't really grow up with friends around you, you're yourself in this country, you're the only from Chabad family. In Ghana there are no tourists, there's only people come here just for business. My father is a Shlichus, so every other 2 weeks my father goes out and he shechs chickens.
There's not that many Shlichim around my age. There's one other Shliach who's a year younger than me. And I hang out with him a lot, but other than that, in general, at home, I don't have friends nearby. So sometimes I could go over to someone else's house after school, but it does sometimes feel lonely. I know that I'm a Shliach of the Rebbe, and I have the Rebbe's Kinus with me, and Hashem doesn't give anyone a nisayon that he can't overcome.
One of the hard things that living in Africa, that you can't just walk out of your house and go to another friend's house because there is no other friend's house. You're just yourself in their house. You meet kids on Zoom, but it's not enough just to type with them on chat. It's very hard for me not to see a live person. A lot of times we don't get our container from Israel on time. So, for example, sometimes I remember a big period that we didn't have milk, we didn't have cheese.
Gib op a paar Jahr Zeit, a wie viel mit dir darf man haben, vor zu Aiden, was nicht nur entfällt, nur weiß a viele nicht als entfällt, und sei dort na Tag, a Woche, a Chedesh, a Jahr, 10 Jahr, der Rebesteller Schneesel Lei Tomu, und wie viele Jahre wir darf man haben, auf Arbeiten wird dir dort geben, und von deinen Jahren wird gar nicht fällen.
See, a lot of times I couldn't do certain things that the other kids do. They used to go have ice cream, it was the Chol Yisrael. But I never felt bad that I don't. On the contrary, I felt that I'm representing the Rebbe.
So actually many people ask me what are you doing in this random place in Africa? This is it's a good question. Why am I here? What am I doing here? But then I realized that I didn't decide to take a trip to a random place in Africa. Is that the Rebbe sent us, and we had a special pass from the Rebbe because our goal is to light another Yid in the Shama. And it's not stam that we were sent to this random place. It's not stam that we went there. It's that we can go and help another Yid.
I also know that I'm not alone. There's hundreds of other shluchim. And it's like one big puzzle. To bring Mashiach, we need to solve this puzzle. And you could say this is a little puzzle piece. It's a little few lines. Looks like nothing. Put it together, you have a beautiful picture. But the same way, the other way, if even one piece is missing, the picture's not complete. So, I know that my job is important, but that's one of the reasons it gives me chayus.
My father put in us a fire that we should know that it's the biggest zchus, the biggest merit to be a Shliach of the Rebbe, and there is nothing more important. So my father was singing with us Chassidische Nigunim, Farbrengen with us about the importance of Ashreinu Matoiv Chalkeinu.
It was an obvious thing. We're Lubavitchers, we're representing the Rebbe, and there's nothing better than that.
Der Fall ist, dass die Schluchen, was sie hören, das, was sie werden, der Schießer, oder was sie mit sich übergeben, man sieht, die finden sich im Erchaki. Ist Asche, Chelchon, die Godel, Schusum, und das ist nie gesagt geworden, mehr nicht, die an die Sinas, Teser, die Ascher, Kirchen, auf die bei sie sollen nicht selber werden, wie bald, dass sie haben Maschinen, Dämonen, sollen sie werden Messiah. Und eben sie haben schon Messiah, sollen sie werden Dalit, Meis, Vechulu,